President Muhammadu Buhari expresses satisfaction on progress made so far at reviving the economy. Customs intercepts millions of naira imported contraband products. Countdown to Eid al-Kabir, prices of food items fluctuate. These and more on Panorama, coming to you from Lagos Network Center. I am Ademola Adeoye. I'll be back shortly. Stay with us. President Muhammadu Buhari has described as pleasing and reassuring the progress made so far in revigorating the nation's economy for sustainable development. This was when he granted audience to ministers of finance, budget and national planning, as well as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Adamu Sambo reports.
Almost 2 hours, President Muhammadu Buhari engaged the ministers and the CBN governor on the state of the nation's economy. This is one of the major planks on which the pre-election campaign of the governing APC was based. The government officials brought the president up to speed as regards the economic revitalization enterprise, implementation of the 2017 budget, the 2018 budget preparation, debt management, as well as revenue and monetary policy strategies. President Muhammadu Buhari expressed delight at the progress being made on different fronts, describing it as fulfilling. He urged them to keep alive the momentum in furtherance of the change agenda. The main aim of government, President Buhari noted, is to bring succor to the people, and the governing All Progressives Congress, he noted, will not relent until that is achieved across all walks of life in Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The scourge of terrorism globally has given rise to the need for international community to come together and fight the menace and to protect the rights of life of citizens. This formed the basis of interaction between Senate President Bukola Saraki and a delegation of the United States legislators led by Senator Christopher Coons. National Assembly correspondent Dennis Adegunloye reports.
Recent cases of terror attacks, Barcelona, Paris, London, and other cases around the world and the Middle East are clear evidence that terrorism does not discriminate and knows no boundaries. In an effort, therefore, to strengthen the war against terror, the U.S. delegation and some lawmakers from the National Assembly, led by Senate President Bukola Saraki, held a closed-door meeting. The Senate President spoke to newsmen at the conclusion of the meeting.
It will be a new chapter that we're opening where the U.S. government will now be ready to sell arms to Nigeria, and that will help us strengthen our men and women in the fight against terrorism, in surveillance, in intelligence, and this kind of area. The commitment they've made today, is which we feel we've taken away, is that the fight against terrorism is an issue that's not just to be left to Nigeria, and if it needs all stepping up on the type of arms that they sell, then they will do that. Then we must play our own roles too in the area of human rights.
Other areas of focus include boosting the agriculture sector, job creation, and improving relations between the Nigerian Senate and the U.S. Congress. From the National Assembly, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
As the Nigeria Customs Service continues to intensify its anti-smuggling operations within the borderlines and other catchment areas, the results have already begun to manifest. Customs Federal Operations Unit, Zone A, Ikeja, says it has intercepted contraband goods worth over 783 million naira. The seized contraband include Indian hemp, poultry and pharmaceutical products. Jane Ojuku has the details.
The Controller Federal Operations Unit, Zone A, Ikeja, Muhammad Obar Garuba, while inspecting the seized consignment, explained that the 783 million naira worth of contraband goods were as a result of 54 seizures. He said they were intercepted due to various reasons, ranging from false declaration to smuggling of goods that contravene federal government policies on importation, such as foreign parboiled rice and automobiles.
We have used tires, we have Indian hemp, we have medicaments and other general merchandise. What will happen to them that appropriate sanction will be applied to anybody who is found wanted for this smuggling.
The comptroller disclosed that 16 suspects have been arrested in connection with the seizures. He later handed over the pharmaceutical drugs and the Indian hemp to representatives of the National Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) and Nigerian Drug Law and Enforcement Agency, respectively, for further investigations.
We can say maybe with 60–70% certainty that they are fake products. But eventually we are going to confirm that, and these culprits will be definitely dealt with.
This seizure has denied thousands of youths access to these illicit drugs, and many lives have been saved.
Comptroller Obar Garuba wants smugglers and those involved in illicit trade to desist, as the Nigerian Customs Service is more determined to cripple their activities. In Lagos, Jane Ojukwu, NTA News.
The United Nations has commended the organizational structure of the Federal Road Safety Corps, describing it as a model for other African countries. The United Nations Secretary-General's envoy on road safety, Jean Todt, gave the commendation at a meeting with the acting secretary to the government of the Federation, Dr. Habibat Lawal, at her office in Abuja. Kolo Mohammed has the details.
The UN Secretary-General's envoy on road safety said his visit to the SGF's office is to underscore the commitment of the federal government as demonstrated by support to the Federal Road Safety Corps, which has enhanced its enforcement capability and manpower. He said other African countries are already taking a clue from the technology-driven operations of the FRSC in dealing with the menace of road traffic crashes.
The important thing is the will to achieve something, the commitment.
The acting secretary to the government of the Federation, Dr. Habibat Lawal, said attaining a desired level of sanity on Nigeria's roads is a collective effort and promised government's support to the FRSC for more effective service delivery.
The biggest task ahead is advocacy and public enlightenment, so that we need to begin to see that we have significant resources in that direction to support.
The envoy also held separate meetings with the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Folorunsho Adewo, of Works, Power and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, where he called for more collaborations towards achieving greater sanity on the roads. The Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, gave assurance that the Corps will remain committed in its determination to reducing the rate and fatality of road traffic crashes, not only in Nigeria, but within the West African sub-region. In Abuja, Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
Effective and regular training have been described as a veritable tool for improving efficiency of officers and men of the Nigerian Army to combat insecurity in the country. The General Officer Commanding 81 Division, Major General Peter Dauke, stated this at the opening ceremony of the 81 Division Officers Combat Proficiency Competition in Lagos. Abolade Salami has the details.
The Army, in its quest to rid the country of insecurity and acts of terrorism, is engaging officers and men in combat proficiency training and tactical orders to cope these challenges. Commanding Officer 81 Division, Major General Peter Dauke, represented by the Commander 55 Division Signals, Brigadier General Daniel Adeyemi, said the combat proficiency exercise is aimed at promoting a secured environment and encourage officers' qualities of courage, willpower, physical fitness, and endurance skills.
It is therefore essential to develop our officers' physical and mental robustness, ensure that they are capable of applying the rudiments of military training in order to develop their powers of judgment, because knowing when and how to act is important to mission success at all levels.
Commander 9th Brigade, Brigadier General Atu, said the combat proficiency will help build a formidable troop towards ensuring a robust and efficient army.
Combat proficiency competition is directed at improving leadership quality of junior commanders to prepare them for higher responsibilities.
High point of the ceremony was the oath taking by participating officers in the exercise. The training will avail officers within the rank of second lieutenant and major the opportunity to improve their skills on night navigation, combat swimming, shooting and arms competition, as well as obstacle and physical fitness. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Towards revitalizing Nigeria's economy through cocoa production, key players have been urged to join hands to improve production, processing and marketing of non-export commodities. President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, made the pronouncement at the opening of the first International Cocoa Summit in Abuja. Musa Abubakar reports.
Before the discovery of oil, cocoa was one of the major cash crops driving Nigeria's economy. The dwindling fortunes of crude oil in recent times and moves to diversify the economy necessitated a renewed effort to bring back the glory of cocoa, which has the potentials to promote inclusive development. The summit, in line with the federal government's agricultural transformation agenda, seeks to engage partners on actionable strategy for sustainable cocoa production with emphasis on research and development, as well as engaging new technologies.
The initiative represents in itself the innovative Nigerian spirit and determination to set our country on the path of true economic diversification.
Create a platform for players in the industry to exchange ideas, network and acquaint themselves with each other, and also to avail themselves of new technologies and investment opportunities.
We are open to all forms of discussion for us to be able to arrive at a wonderful document.
Research and development should be the foundation and driving force behind the National Cocoa Plan of Nigeria.
The way forward for Nigeria to achieve sustainable development, inclusive growth, as well as serve as a bulwark for its economy against the vagrancies of oil market.
Contributors are expected to brainstorm on recent trends and outlook for cocoa products and improving market efficiency for it. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
You're still watching Panorama, coming to you from Lagos Network Center. We now take a break for some messages, after which Panorama continues. Stay with us.
Oga, open your phone tank.
Hold on, please. Let me calm down.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hope you've rubbed off your meter.
Oh, Oga, we no longer tamper with our fuel dispense meter because it is cheating and corruption. I will always sell fuel to all customers at the correct amount because change begins with me.
Nice one.
Yes, sir. How much, Oga?
Fill up.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Chief. Good morning, sir. You are here already?
No, now my spirit day, my body day for house. What kind of question is that? Were you not the one that fixed this meeting for 8 a.m.? You are now coming by 10 a.m. and start asking me jab questions.
But Chief, now, I'm sorry. Don't you also go late for meetings sometimes? You know now, African time.
No more African time. And no more pancaking of face during office hours. At the end of the day, we will lose valuable time. We will not make progress. If we want to move this nation forward, we must treat business as business and respect time. Change begins with me.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry. Can we go for the meeting now, Chief?
Better.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
You're welcome back to Panorama, coming to you from Lagos Network Center. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has restated that the federal government is not in any way trying to gag the media. The minister said this in Lagos at a parley with members of TVC editorial board. Anthony Forson reports.
Assuming office as the Information and Culture Minister, visits to media organizations formed part of his routine, just as he remained accessible to media practitioners. And so, at TVC, it was a familiar terrain when members of the editorial board engaged him. Top on their curiosity was the impression that the federal government wants to gag the media. Then, the hate speech and fake news phenomenon.
Anybody who runs foul of the Terrorism Act will be punished, whether it's radio, television, newspapers, or social media.
On the State of the Nation, the minister chronicled the achievements of the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration. The minister gave his host detailed account of how the economy is being revived with the implementation of the Treasury single account, which has blocked leakages, the war on terrorism and corruption, as well as the implementation of the federal government's social security programs and job creation.
It's ongoing. And you see, the important is that we start from zero. Before we came in, there was no end power. And no government in the history of this country has ever employed 200,000 unemployed graduates in one fell swoop. None. Yet the media doesn't want to see it. They don't want to celebrate this.
The minister assured that with professionalism as a benchmark for operation, TVC is welcomed on board as a partner in executing the Nigerian project. From Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The Nigerian police force has declared as false and unsubstantiated the allegation of bribery and cornering of 10 billion naira monthly from the internally generated revenue against the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, by the Chairman Senate Committee on Navy, Issa Misau. At a media conference, Force Public Relations Officer Jimoh Moshood urged Nigerians to disregard the allegations. Ronke Kolawole reports.
Reference to a newspaper publication where he said Senator Issa Haman Misau stated series of allegations against the IGP Ibrahim Idris. The Force PRO Jimoh Moshood notes that the force is not a revenue-generating agency and that posting and transfers are routine administrative tools based on merit and competence of officers. The PPRO discloses that Senator Haman Misau remains a police officer on the rank of DSP with staff number 57300, who absconded on the 24th of September 2010 when posted to Niger State Police Command.
The retirement letter presented to the journalist by DSC Mohammed Issa Ama is suspiciously forged and dubiously obtained. He has pending disciplinary matter. His file was marked PDM, pending disciplinary matter. And that is why, even if there's any application from him for resignation, it will not be processed.
In a reaction, Senator Issa Haman Misau from Bauchi's Central Senatorial District presented documents to confirm he officially and lawfully disengaged from the Nigeria Police Force in 2010. He said he directed his allegations against the police and not on the personality of the IGP, Ibrahim Idris.
He has no right to declare me deserter if police are giving more than 50,000 policemen are assigned to oil companies, oil servicing company, or hotel, banks, private individuals. And every month they make payment for those services. And the allegation is, where is the money going? This is what we are talking about.
He claimed he had the right under the Whistleblower Act to expose suspicious persons or bodies, but that it is left for the anti-corruption agencies to verify. Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
ECOWAS Parliament is to send a delegation to Sierra Leone and people of the country over the mudslide which claimed hundreds of lives. Speaker of the Parliament, Mustafa Sisilo, said this while declaring open the extraordinary session of the institution in Lomé. Joseph Oro was there.
No provision in the Parliament's statutory duties to give financial assistance to ECOWAS countries. The Speaker said it is incumbent of institutions like the Parliament to be concerned with the humanitarian need of the people. He said the Parliament will consider and adopt amounts of money which will be given to Sierra Leone to assist the country to ameliorate the challenges associated with the mudslide. Some parliamentarians speak more on this.
We have also received delegations from almost every country of West Africa, of ECOWAS, and most of them, if not all, have sent donations and gifts to help alleviate the situation.
Meanwhile, ad hoc committee of the Parliament at the extraordinary session presented the 2018 budget of the institution.
It is proposed that for the entire community, the total income will be 268,973,259.75 units of account. This is what we had in 2017 of 267,943,662.71 units of account.
We'll have to consider the preliminary draft of the 2018 budget prepared by the ad hoc committee established by the Speaker of the Parliament.
The Speaker informed parliamentarians that Morocco has formally applied to join ECOWAS parliaments. Though the request is yet to be approved, a delegation will soon be sent to Morocco to find out why the country wants to join ECOWAS again. In Lomé, Togo, Joseph Orok, NTA News.
The increasing rate of mental instability and depression among Nigerians has received the attention of mental health experts who are rubbing minds in Lagos on how to tackle this social burden. Lynn Lenike reports that the forum is meant to identify causes and appropriate treatment for mental ailment in the country.
Recent cases of heinous crimes such as murder, kidnapping, child abuse, rape, insurgency, and reckless looting of public funds have often been identified with people widely believed to allegedly have mental imbalance. Several antisocial behaviors, as experts in mental health seem to be saying, may also not be too far from environment and mental stress. Drawing attention to the reality of this medical condition, which may not be presented obviously in the affected persons, and finding appropriate means of handling such cases are some of the objectives of this forum.
When we say we are strong, we are resilient, it's only for a period. We are going to break down someday. We seem to undermine the huge effect mental health has on our total well-being. I think that those are the reasons why we considered this Work and Emotional Balance Conference.
Experts say handling cases of mental imbalance is multifaceted and requires appropriate social platforms that will remove societal stress and burden from sufferers.
From us at the Mental Health Foundation, what we are after is about looking at the issues of fighting stigma and discrimination, which exposes one to mental illness, and keeping this, making sure that people don't keep quiet, and advocating for issues, policy issues that affect persons in that space.
In this part of the world, because they don't know about it, it has been more of something more spiritual than mental. So we are trying to raise awareness to let people know that, okay, this is not spiritual, this is something mental, and it is here right there. So and we are going to do something about it.
It is the consensus of opinions at this forum that any strategy being adopted for treatment must include social inclusion of people with disabilities, emotional and mental depression, as well as those in the abject poverty levels. Job creation and business opportunities are identified as some palliatives that can reduce this rising trend in Nigeria. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
Few days to this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration, prices of food items in Lagos markets are fluctuating, and as of Ms. Grill, Imole Ayo Tokede, who monitored the prices of food items, reports that prices have come down in some instances, while the opposite is the situation in others.
A tuber of yam, for instance, used to be 1,200 naira, but now is being sold for 800 naira. The price of a basket of tomatoes has come down from 9,000 naira to 3,500 naira. A bag of gari is now 22,000 naira, down from 28,000 naira, while rice, eggs, groundnut oil, and palm oil are also affected. Traders explain what influenced the price reduction of these food items.
Before, 1,200, but now 1,900. This one 900. Groundnut oil used to be 13, 12.5, but now it has reduced.
As new yam is coming now, it's going down small. There is yam of 400 naira, 500 naira to 800 naira.
I shared this one, I'm selling it. This one is 3,300. If customer price is 2,500, I will sell it. If they price it to 200, I will sell it.
The same cannot be said of other staple commodities such as beans, meat, and crayfish. Their prices have remained expensive.
These two like this now, they call it for us like 4,000 naira to buy it.
Beans, that one now everywhere sharp. It don't increase, it increase well.
Before we are selling land at the rate of 3.5, but now as a day like this, 5,000 naira.
Traders express their minds about the market situation.
Prices have reduced, but there's no money. There are times we come to the market, we sleep. When we are tired, we go back to our houses.
People don't buy. If you give them price, they will say, why now? Even if it's new yam, you give them price, they will say, is it not new yam?
Lagos residents lament the high cost of food items.
Maybe as from Wednesday now, they may increase because of the sign, but as of today, the price is still the same as high as before.
Nigerians are of the opinion that increasing the food production in the country will improve their standard of living. In Lagos, Imole Ayotokede, NTA News.
Well, we now conclude Panorama from Lagos Network Center. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.